Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler B, Series B's. I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. This is going to be a little bit more of a somber video, I feel, unfortunately, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there and try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm in my back room today, which means we get, boom, Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster. Peter Cannon Thunderbolt poster. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? Well, folks, I happen to be wearing a, boom, super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. But what super cool shirt am I wearing for you today? Well, it happens to be from Boom, again, but that's not a name. This is a band shirt from a band called Defamation of Character. They were a band that actually has a little bit of a lineage. I think they started all the way back in the early 90s and managed to kind of, tick around into the sort of early 2000 era, so almost a decade or so. I believe they were out of Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. And they sort of came up in kind of the hardcore nu metal scene, that kind of vibe. I became aware of them pretty much completely by accident. They recommended me on Facebook because I follow these types of bands. And I went over there and I reached out to the page, just maybe hoping, maybe I could get some like leftover merch or something like that. And sure enough, it turns out that somebody was still manning the page, and they were happy to go over there and part with a few CDs and got a shirt. So I've obviously never seen them in concert or anything because they stopped being a band before I was even really going to concerts, but they are super neat, and if you happen to be interested, I'd be more than happy to point you in the direction as far as, some of their stuff is concerned. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is this one a bit of a somber one? Well, it's a bit of a somber one because, sadly, today, just found out that my little buddy Bernard passed away. Bernard is one of my hamsters. I have hamsters. This is actually my hamster room. For folks who've watched my channel long enough, you might have even seen Bernard in an occasional video. He would show up. I would have him as a little cameo every now and again. And, he had a good long life. He was a little over 2 years old, so that's pretty good for a fucking hamster. But sadly, he passed away earlier today while I was at work, which sucks. But so this one's in honor of Bernard, because damn it, Bernard was a hell of a hamster. So what am I actually reviewing for you, though, folks? Well, before I went over there and got home from work, because I had a crappy day at work, I decided to go over there and pop out to a local establishment that I've reviewed something from in the past. Happens to be, boom, from a place called the Omelette House. And the last time I reviewed something from them, I reviewed their, what was it? Oh, it was a sandwich, but I can't remember the name of it. Monte Cristo sandwich. So I went in, I got some breakfast from them, and they had a new item, and I simply couldn't not. What is it? It happens to be, oh boy, it's boom! It looks like a lasagna, but apparently it's not. This is their Greek Pastitsio. That's what I'm going with. Pastitsio. I apologize for any mispronunciation. With marinara sauce. And basically, it's like the Greek version of lasagna, apparently. It's pasta, meat, sauce with a bechamel. So, cool! Greek lasagna. I didn't know that was a thing. It does look really nice. The last time I reviewed a lasagna was from an actual Italian place, and that didn't go very well. But let's get a thing for the thing, folks. We'll try to... We'll get a thing. It looks like that, and we'll kind of ha. And let's give it a go. Makes me extra sad, too, because when I would do these reviews, a lot of times my hamsters would come out. They'd hear my voice and everything, but... Still got 4 of them left, though, so... Let's give this a shot, man. I'm so super freaking jonesing for this. Ooh, yeah, it's got like kind of like a macaroni bottom. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. Meat is really nice and meaty, but it does. It has that like that creamy bechamel that they were talking about. And the thing is, like, no offense to the Omelette House because I love the Omelette House. I was a little bit weary about like how well is an omelet place going to be able to pull off a Greek lasagna, especially at 8 in the morning. But no, I mean, I don't have a specific other Pastitsio to go off of, but I've had lasagna plenty of times. And I can honestly say that this is very tasty by lasagna standards and hopefully by actual Pastitsio. Again, I apologize for the pronunciation standards. This is really good. The sauce is really nice and meaty. Um, I mean, like, you're getting a good amount of it, but, like, it doesn't feel like it's just covering up for everything else. Very nice and tomatoey. Got a nice kind of acidity to it. A little bit of a sweetness. It's not, if I'm being, because I have to critique, obviously. I'm not going to say it's the most balanced marinara sauce I've ever had. I've certainly had ones that I've preferred. But I don't mind it. And I guess especially against like a heavier dish like this, having that added acidity I think is really nice because it kind of helps cut into it. But like it's really easy to cut into, and then you've got like all these delicious layers. You've got like an ooey gooey sort of, I don't know, like a cheesy layer. I guess that's like the bechamel. I love this sort of macaroni kind of on the bottom. I think that's really cool actually. You get two different types of noodles. You get the sheets and then you get that. And then it's just really tasty. It's meaty, it's cheesy, the pasta's really nice. And this is really tasty and good. Like I said, the last time I reviewed an actual lasagna. It's from a local Italian place. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. But that was a bit of a disaster, especially since, it was supposed to be like their home style lasagna. And that thing was it was a bit of a disgrace to lasagna. This again that I got in an omelet place at 8 a.m. is about a million times better than that lasagna from that actual like really nice Italian place. And to be fair, like that place, I did review some of their stuff later on, which was actually good. So I'm not trying to just dogpile on that place, but like the comparison, like, this is so good and so tasty. And like it's very much like that home style. I mean, that's what you want from lasagna, I think, You want something that's nice and hearty. It's going to give you those nice, delicious vibes. And this, my first time with the Pastitsio, the little differences are just that. They're little, but they're enough that it definitely sets itself apart from, lasagnas I've had in the past. And they give it a little bit of, its own personality. I think this is really good. I like this a whole lot. I'm happy that on a day like today, that is again a little bit more somber and morose because of the loss of Bernard, that I get to not only eat something from a local establishment, which by the way, because it is a local establishment, it's going to end up on my Eating Out Illinois playlist, which is a playlist for just Illinois establishments. But on top of that, it's a really tasty thing, and it's a new thing that I've tried, so I feel like Bernard was with me on this one. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Absolutely and absolutely. Like I said, I'm not going to go over there and say, it's not the best outright lasagna that I've ever had. Because, again, I have to base it mostly off against lasagna. Hell, my grandma back in the day, she would make some banging lasagna. It's always a treat. But, like, honestly, again, it's like sort of a home-style lasagna with, again, just little tweaks, to sort of set it apart. Like, that's really good. And, you know, I mean, I don't want to put it like I'm pleasantly surprised because, again, I think the Omelet House is a great place. But I am kind of pleasantly surprised because, you know, I didn't know how well this was going to go over from, again, 8 a.m. omelet place. But no, they fucking nailed it, man. Like, it's really tasty. It's really hearty. And it hits exactly the way that I want it to hit. You know, any, you know, real sort of complaints that I have would be really extremely minor, you know? So I would definitely get this again. Like, I would be more than happy to go over there and order this at 8 a.m. from an omelet place again. And if I'm recommending it, yes, absolutely. You know, like I said, I mean, I've never had Pastitsio before, and it's something I'm going to look out for now. And I really do feel like this is, you know, this has to be my benchmark, obviously, because it's my first time. But even beyond that, like, I feel like it's a genuinely solid benchmark to have. And it's a dish that now has been opened up to me because of this. And because it was tasty and really good, I want to try it again. And I think that, you know, if you're in the area and it seems intriguing to you, you should absolutely give it a go. It's really good. But 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of the year. Folks, go over there yourselves a truly Pastitsio-tastic rest of your life, because turns out Greek lasagna is really fucking good. Final 2 things. Number one, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole, trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there, whenever possible, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, if you happen to have any, any furry family members of the animal variety, not of the, I mean, if they count too in their own way, nothing against them, but, you know, more specifically of the pet variety, please, you know, go over there, give them an extra hug for me, give them an extra treat or something like that. Like I said, you know, it's, I'm going to miss Bernard. You know, he was a hell of a hamster, man. Seriously, like, I've had a lot of really great hamsters, and I'm not going to put them into a tier structure because they're all wonderful in their own way, but every time I lose one, it really does hurt. And, you know, I'm going to miss Bernard. So, anyway,